Kevin Samuels. A lot has been said about influencer Kevin Samuels over the past almost 2 weeks. Let's have a deeper discussion. What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay, and I'm coming to you today to let you know about a very special feature created for us content creators right here on YouTube. It's called a super thanks. Now, if you're not familiar with the super thanks, the best way that I can describe a super thanks is it's like a tip jar. Yeah, a tip jar. Now, for those of you that are subscribed to me, when you watch any of my videos, if you like that particular video or you like me and what I'm doing on my channel, you can actually support the channel by giving a super thanks. And how that's done is there's an icon located right below all of my videos. It's a heart with a little $ inside. Now, when you look below the video, you may have to scroll a little bit to find it, but you will see that heart with the $. You tap on that heart and it will give you tip options, which, like, you can tip $2, $5, $10, or even $50, okay? It's just that simple. Now, I just want to be clear. I'm not begging anybody for anything, okay? You don't have to give me 1 red cent. It's not about that. In the past, I have had people, slip in my DM and say, hey, Jay, how can I support your channel? Because let's be clear, I am doing some things over here. I'm trying to get new lighting. I'm trying to get a new camera. I'm trying to get my laptop fixed. There are some things going on here at jaisworldtv, okay? But if you see so fit to want to bless me with something, you actually can. And YouTube has now created that option that you can do so with the super thanks. And check this out. When you give a super thanks, we will actually feature your super thanks in a bright color, and I will actually give you a shout out in the following video, okay? So again, no pressure. You don't have to give anything. I'm just glad to have you as a subscriber, and I'm glad that you're watching my videos, okay? All right, so again, it's called a super thanks. Right below my video, the heart with a $ inside. And on behalf of Jay's World TV, thank you. What's up, guys? It's your boy Jay. Welcome to Jay's World, so let's talk. You know how we do it, so let's get into it. And welcome to another edition of Jaitopics. Yep, Kevin Samuels. Okay, so at this point by now, I'm sure you guys have heard and seen many videos concerning Kevin Samuels. As you all know, he is no longer here. And first, before I say anything about Kevin Samuels, I would like to say rest in peace to Mr. Kevin Samuels. And also, I would like to extend a sincere, heartfelt condolences to his mom and the rest of his family. Okay? Because at the end of the day, whether we loved or hated Kevin Samuels was indeed a child of God, and he was created just like the rest of us. So rest in peace, Mr. Kevin Samuels. Yeah, definitely a juggernaut. Definitely a lightning rod. But honestly, guys, I can tell you, everything that Kevin Samuels did really was not that original. It really was not that original. Toxic masculinity is a thing. It is an actual thing right here on these internets, right here on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, and what's that other thing? Bevo, I believe that's the name of it. It's a real thing. And not only is it a real thing, you guys, it is a money grab. Do you guys remember Derek Jackson? Remember? He was this famous, very popular relationship guru. That big buff brother, he had books, he had calendars, He had like all these followers on Instagram, right here on YouTube. And then it was discovered that he was cheating on his wife. If I'm not mistaken, I don't even believe that. Oh, I know what it was. People didn't know that he was married. That's what it was. People did not even know that he was married because he kept his wife hidden away because he wanted to present himself as a single man to sell all of those books. And there were women that were eating that stuff up. They were buying those books. Y'all remember that? I think even the one side chick, she came forth and she was producing receipts on him. He was sitting out in the parking lot, literally making one of his videos while the girl's front porch was in the back. I even covered Derek Jackson. I think it was like a couple years ago. No, it was a year ago. I covered him right here on jaisworldtv during jaitopics. So I talked about him as well. He started doing damage control. He brought out his wife. She was in some frumpy sweatshirt and she had glasses on and she had a silk bonnet on her head, and he was sitting next to her on the couch looking all buffed and clean and sharp, and the girl basically looked like she was in a damn hostage video, Derek Jackson was a whole mess. Oh, and let's not forget about Tommy Sotomayor. Yet another example of toxic masculinity right here on YouTube and the internet, okay? Tommy has been around for years. He's very popular. He has a huge following. He has lots of black women that follow him, even though he spews all types of stuff towards black women, with the hatred, talking about their hair and wigs and hairheads and dark-skinned black women. And I think just recently, maybe a few months ago, he literally got into a physical altercation with some sister on one of his shows. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think he's like doing a podcast now. He literally fought her, okay? He had lots of black women following him in spite of everything he did. Let's talk about Steve Harvey. Once again, toxic masculinity on deck. Now, I'm sure some of you are probably saying, well, Steve Harvey is different. He uplifts the black woman. He's talking about relationships and giving women advice. Think like a man, blah, blah, blah. Y'all, it really is the same thing. It really honestly is the same thing. Whether black men are for black women or against them, all of these brothers, for or against black women, they use this level of toxic masculinity to monetize and make money off of black women. Steve Harvey with all of his books, like I said, Think Like a Man. He parlayed that into a movie. It was very successful. Y'all, look, I'm bringing up all of these examples to say this. Love or hate Kevin Samuels. And trust me, I get the hate, okay? I was never a Kevin Samuels fan. He was never really on my radar like that. I never really watched his videos. I would see like a clip here or there, but he just wasn't on my radar. But he was he was a humdinger. He was a humdinger. I remember him telling this one woman, she was like 200 pounds, and he was asking her measurements, and she told, and she was like, okay, I'm 200 pounds, I'm 5'4", and I'm curvy, and I have boobs and blah blah blah. And he basically told her she was too fat, she wasn't worthy. He said that you weigh more than I do, and he just completely degraded her. And yes, it was horrible that he did that, but the bigger question for me and the takeaway was, why would you ever allow yourself to go on this man's show and degrade yourself like that? And even after he tore her down, she stood right there with him on the show. She didn't hang up. She didn't get off the live. She continued to allow this man to degrade her. And I'm sorry, we're gonna have to address this. And I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear this, particularly my black women. But there were black women that supported Kevin Samuels. Y'all, I'm sorry. There's just no way around that thing. There's just no way around it. Because as much as you all disliked him, black women were there. They were supporting him. So we have to deep dive into this thing and figure this out. Why are women supporting these men like Derek Jackson, like Tommy Sotomayor, like Steve Harvey, and many others out there? I'm sorry, that is a conversation that needs to be had. We've got to talk about it. And let me say this in defense of all of my sisters out there. I know I've heard some reports saying that, oh, well, you know what? You shouldn't celebrate that a person died. You know, you ought to have sympathy and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. Look, what I've been reading, I've not seen anyone necessarily celebrating that Kevin Samuels died. You know, would I ever celebrate a person's death? No, I would not. I think that is a little weird. And I'm just too scared. I'm too scared to ever do anything like that because I don't want that karma boomeranging back on me. But I am a very keep that same energy type person. I mean, right now I can think of a couple people that have passed that I did not like. And when they died, I still didn't like them. I didn't like them when they were on this earth. So why am I now going to switch it up and be fake and pretend like, you know, I like the person or turn them into some type of patron saint or something? No. Hell, I didn't like your ass when you was walking on this earth, and I still don't like you. You know, I'm sorry. I'm not fake like that. Quick story time. And I have to be very careful because I'm not going to give any names. But I'm in the choir at my church, okay? And I'm also over our praise team. And I remember years ago, there was a lady that died. Now, I did not know who this woman was. I was like, you know, I just got the name because, like I said, we have lots of members of my church and I just don't know everyone's name. I may know your face, but not your name. So anyway, I was just told up, hey, you know what? A church member died. Let's, you know, you're a part of the choir. You got to sing for this woman's funeral. And I was available. So I did that. Now, the whole time I'm in the choir stand, I still did not know the identity of this woman. So, of course, you know, during the funeral, there's the part where people, you know, walk around and start to view the body. And they started with the choir. So I, you know, I get up out of my seat with the rest of my choir members. I walk down the stairs, you know, go into the door, into the sanctuary, and proceed to head towards the casket. I look inside the casket and I say, oh. I literally did that inside. I did not do that physically, but that's how that was the reaction. That was the visceral reaction I had to the person that I looked down into the casket at. And it was actually a lady that I could not stand. I could not stand this woman. This woman had a horrible attitude, just real stank and nasty. Her daughter still has a nasty attitude. I mean, just really horrible, ratchet ass. The woman was a whole mess. And I remember going back up into the choir stand and just really being pissed that I actually sang at this woman's funeral because I could not stand her. And I mean, I'm sorry. And I still feel the same way. So I just brought up that little that little example to just let you guys know, look, I can understand how and why women or different people felt the way they felt about Kevin Samuels. Ain't nobody trying to be fake. If you didn't like the man then, you're not gonna like him now. But anyway, what do you guys feel about toxic masculinity? You know, do you think that it is a real thing? I personally, I do. Like I said, there's lots of money to be made. And let me just say this about Kevin Samuels. Even though he is no longer here, trust and believe somebody right now sees that there is a spot open, and they are about to slide right into that spot that Kevin Samuels dominated for so many years, and they're going to start doing the same thing. Or are you going to continue to support these men that are spewing nasty, disgusting, toxic masculinity? Because whether you like it or not, it is a real thing. Will you support it? All right, that's it. That's all I got. Look, guys, please let me know down in the comment section. Let's keep this conversation going because I really want to know, what are your thoughts? And were you ever a supporter? I want to know. All right, guys, that's it. That's all I got. Please don't forget to rate, comment, and do what? Subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. And after you subscribe, please don't forget to head on over to Instagram and check me out at jaisworld.tv. That's JAISWORLD.tv on Instagram. And I'll holler at you later. Peace.